Hello, this is my amendment project and I'm doing it on the 26th Amendment. So, explanation. The 26th Amendment states, the right of citizens of the United States who are 18 years of age or older to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or any state on account of age. The amendment protects the rights of those 18 and older to vote freely. This right cannot be impeded on by a state lowering or restricting the voting age or putting obstacles in the way of voting. The states cannot stop people of this age from voting. The amendment forbids use of literacy tests and residency requirements for voting. So what are the historical and political reasons for this amendment existing? Well, they're actually rather simple. Up till the ratification of the amendment in July of 1971, states were not required to lower the voting age, and most didn't. The Vietnam War changed this. The war saw many young men between the ages of 18 and 20 drafted. In fact, over half the American casualties were young men between age 18 and 20. Young Americans believed if they were old enough to be drafted to war, they were old enough to have a political voice through voting. Many violent protests also occurred over the subject. Pressured, Congress ratified the amendment faster than any amendment in American history. My Supreme Court case is Oregon versus Mitchell. So, who was involved? Well, the state of Oregon was the petitioner, and the current Attorney General of the time, John Mitchell, was the respondent in the case. When did this happen? In 1970, from October 19th to December 21st. Where did this happen? In the United States Capitol building. So, what exactly happened in this case? Well, after Congress passed the Voting Rights Act amendment, the states of Oregon, Arizona, Idaho, and Texas argued that the amendment infringed on the state constitutional rights. While all these states argued this point, Oregon was the state which went to court against the federal government. So why did the case go to the Supreme Court? Well, the case was an argument against the federal government by an entire state, so it was only natural that it went to the Supreme Court considering the subject matter of federal law. So what was the court's decision? Well, the decision was actually never a yes or a no to the question of infringement on state rights. The court actually held 5 decisions, the final one being a unanimous decision for Oregon. The answer to the question was both a yes and no. The court held that Congress had power to enact amendments that changed the voting age and abolish literacy tests and residency requirements, but only for federal elections. The court held that in the case of state and local elections, it would be an infringement on state rights to enact the amendments. So no, federal election changes were not an infringement, but state or local election changes by the federal government were an infringement. So is this statement true or false? The 26th Amendment is the fastest ratified amendment in American history. And the answer is true. This amendment was ratified quicker than any amendment in the Constitution of the United States. Thank you.